it is a weaker retail sales environment. You have a consumer who's much more cautious and discerning than they've ever been in the past. You're seeing greater clarity to margins and profits than you are to sales, given that inventory levels are lean. And the consumer in all income levels have moderated their spend a touch. Certainly what you and I talk about, Tom, with the uber high end, like the Hermeses of the world, they're continuing to spend. But beyond that,
right,
we've seen people be definitely more cautious in what they're spending, and retailers are aware of it.
Right. I mean, Red Lobster with some challenges, to say the least, even though Mike McKee's there like 3 days a week, having the lobster and steak special.
Of course.
Some byproducts in the steak. But are we going to see a workout here in retail, in middle retail, the middle department stores, in the lower ranges? Dana Telsey, are we going to see a rationalization of stores?
I think we've been seeing that. Look at Macy's announcements of their store closures that's out there. We haven't had many companies on the watch list, but you have had announcements of closures. 99-cent only stores going away. Express closing a bunch of their stores. So it's getting more productive. But the interesting thing, for all the closures, there is more demand for space than there is supply. I'm sure if you walk around Manhattan, we're seeing a pickup in occupancy. You're seeing more new stores come. This weekend is the International Council of Shopping Centers convention, where the retail real estate audience gets together. And I think we're going to continue to hear of more demand than supply, because retailers are investing in their footprint, because consumers want that social entertainment of going to a store, and they could buy online and pick up in store also.
I mean, Paul, the retail's convention, that's like the plumber's convention. How about that square footage at the Short Hills Mall?
Exactly. All right, so Dana, what do you expect to hear? What are you going to be listening for from Walmart tomorrow, as they report the results? And, because we always feel like we can get a pretty good sense of how the consumer's doing out there.
That's what I want to listen for. I want to hear how the consumer's doing. I want to hear how they're planning inventory. I want to hear about category performance, discretionary versus essentials. I want to hear about costs. How are they managing labor costs? Remodels, they're remodeling stores. What are they seeing on those remodels? I want to hear about e-commerce, and I want to hear food and grocery versus the other categories. I think there's a lot to learn about the overall consumer environment from Walmart's release tomorrow.